Alright, let's start off by asking all of y'all. Have y'all ever done something that was like in the spur of a moment, like you were bored or some shit, and you do it, and you can either regret it or just kind of cringe at the idea that you did it in the first place? That's kind of what happened with the most recent video I put out, like literally not even 5 minutes after me recording this. I was bored, to say the least. Alright? I've been going down a Sonic the Hedgehog rabbit hole ever since I saw Sonic 3 December of last year. Which, by the way, that was peak cinema. Almost as peak as Transformers 1, even. I'm not gonna lie. I know that, at least for a lot of the fan base, all three Sonic movies have been pretty good. But I was a little scared. Like a decent amount of Sonic fans, I was a little scared that it was going to fumble in some way because it's not often when a sequel, let alone the third sequel of any movie, is highly praised. Like hardly ever, and I would say like best cases would be any of the Star Wars movies except for 7, 8, and 9, but we don't fucking talk about those, right? Anyway, it exceeded my expectations, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of skyrocketed me into becoming a somewhat of a Sonic fan because not too long after I watched the movie, I ended up buying Sonic X Shadow Generations. Now, I don't care much for Sonic Generations in on its own because well, fuck that boss, that Time Eater boss, that was kind of a mess. I don't know how anyone could have liked that, but I still liked the concept. I thought, other than the poo poo Time Eater boss fight of just hitting the boost button constantly, I thought the rest of the game was fine. But Shadow Generations, I've never, no, not never, but I haven't had a dopamine rush ever since I played God of War 2018 for the first time. And I don't get rushes like that anymore when playing games. At this point, I'm stuck in a loop of just replaying some of these other great games on my either on my PlayStation or my Xbox. If I want to play, I don't know if I want to play God of War Ragnarok again. If I want to play all the Halo campaigns again with my buddy Keith. But I genuinely enjoyed Shadow Generations. Yeah, I crashed out on a few bosses and a few moments on the stages because I'm a shit gamer. Let's be real. I am a shit gamer. But other than that, I genuinely enjoyed almost every single moment of Shadow Generations. I don't know why. I feel like Shadow's gameplay was more better, and I I don't know. I feel like Shadow hasn't done that much justice. And before anyone tells me, "Hey, what about the Hedgehog game that came out in '05?" Well, come on, man. Like anyone's gonna remember that fucking game. Like dead ass. Like anyone's gonna remember that shit. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if people had no idea who Black Doom was until playing Shadow Generations. They'd be like, "Who the hell is this? I don't know who this guy is." And then they go down the rabbit hole and they realize who he actually is. And they're like, "Huh? What the fuck? There was a Shadow game?" That would not surprise me in the slightest. And I also kind of took on the joke that I'm basically Dr. Eggman. Well, according to my friends, at least, the two of my Sonic fan friends, they keep on they keep on telling me that I am essentially Eggman, because he builds a fucking theme park in the middle of space. That's like his whole motivation. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty funny. I probably would do something like that if I was an evil mad genius. If I didn't want to take over the world. So yeah, I'm starting to take on the gimmick that I am Dr. Eggman, which is why you see me holding this little egg shit right now, and why just a few minutes ago you may have seen me in a rather shitty Eggman cosplay, if you can even call it that. Just doing a little bit, because I was bored. And I had the Eggman costume, and I also wanted to flex that I got the Lego Metal Sonic figure from that one Sonic set. Which, by the way, I am starting a new collection over that. Sorry, that gummy I just ingested keeps getting stuck between my teeth. So yeah, I'm starting to go down a whole Sonic rabbit hole. I mean, to be fair, I've had this Eggman plush bit longer than um a bit longer than any other Sonic stuff I have, which is literally just this and a Lego set. But I just found him I found him sitting in a little bucket full of those little egg squishables things in a GameStop. I thought, hey, it's Dr. Eggman. It's kind of funny. So I bought it because he was kind of cool looking. He was chill. I don't know what to tell you. But I have started to dive deep into Sonic. I mean, I haven't played much of the games aside from Shadow and Sonic Generations, which I know that really should not, that's not saying much, but I have been contemplating buying Adventure 2 through Steam, but I've also heard people saying that buying it through Steam is not exactly the best idea because it's not the greatest port. I'm still in heavy debate with myself about that one. And there is Sonic Origins, but considering how poor my performance was when I was playing the classic Sonic levels in Sonic Generations, I think I would not have a good time playing those classic games. But don't get me wrong, I am definitely autistic enough to delve into the story and I know what happens, and I see how the movies try to line up with that storyline. At this point, I'm already waiting for the next Sonic movie that was teased at the very end of Sonic 3. Just for more Metal Sonic, I'm not gonna lie, because the hype behind Metal Sonic has not been felt for a hot minute, and it's starting to come back ever since he was introduced in that end credit scene. And I swear to you, ever since I watched it, my Instagram feed has basically a quarter of it has been basically just that god awful looking Metal Sonic plush going and I have a decent amount of Sonic songs downloaded on my phone now as well. I've played a couple of them while I was at work on my JBL that you'll see sitting right over there, right next to the bag of the Target bag. Don't ask why the Target bag is there. I forgot to throw that shit away. Fuck you. I'll throw it away. Throw it away right now. See, look, my trash can is right over here. One. Trash can. There. See, I do clean up my shit. All right, I do. But anyway, I also wanted to take this small opportunity to apologize to anyone for that cringe that I just posted 5 minutes ago with me in the Eggman costume. If you thought that I was being obnoxious and loud and completely unnecessary, by the way, which I will say it is, and again, I apologize for that in advance if you thought it was complete cringe, but if you thought it was okay, that's fine. If you thought it was funny, then you might be 5 years old. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Bottom line is, oopsie daisy, sorry, I was bored. I was more bored than the guy that ruined his neighbor's Steve's marriage by sending him a love letter on Valentine's Day. I was basically almost more bored than that guy, but I didn't know any marriages to ruin, so I chose with dressing up as Eggman and screaming into the mic about a hedgehog. Anyway, I guess that's my apology for that. Sorry if I cringed any of you to death or to a near seizure. Sorry, y'all.